What's up, everybody? I'm back with another video. It's been a minute, but I just wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with this video and the direction I wanted to go with this video. What I really wanted to talk about in this video was basically the realities of being an artist in today's world. And I just wanted to touch on some of the things that I kind of see a lot of, what I've been seeing a lot of over the years. I've been really watching a lot of YouTube for maybe like the past 3-4 years, really just kind of watching other artists that do some of the things I do them a lot better than I do. Different artists on levels of where they are business wise, where they are in their careers. I try to, if I don't know a lot about something, I try to study up on it. I try to find whoever's doing it. I try to just study, for lack of a better word, what they're doing. So there have been quite a few artists and quite a few people that I've followed over the years. Again, like I said, that are artists, successful. And so what I mean by successful is they have their own businesses, they're running their businesses, they're making money, they're making a living as an artist, as a full-time artist. And let's be honest, that's kind of the goal of most of us as artists, right? I'm pretty sure like 95% of us as artists would rather spend our days making art and getting paid to do our art, as opposed to coming home from 9 to 5 like a lot of us do, like I do, trying to fit in doing some artwork here and there in the time you have while you're at home before you have to go back to your 9 to 5. Maybe that percentage is a little too high, maybe it's a little too low, I don't know, but I'm just assuming. So let's just say 95%. And over those years that I've watched a lot of these people, I've seen a lot of people come, I've seen a lot of people go, heard a lot of stories. We've seen these things where we've seen the stories of people that look like they're doing this, but behind the scenes it's really like this, and then we come to find out that this person's really not what they've been made up to be. And then there's these scandals, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. We've all seen it, okay? I'm not going to go into any stories and all that very thing, but because I don't want to dwell on that, because that's not the point. But really, and I don't want to describe this as my rant, but I guess I'll call this a rant. This is my artist rant for the day. Yeah, just the reality of being an artist in the world today. It just seems kind of so unreal sometimes, because you see so many different things you see, and it's not always the reality, it's the perception of the reality. You know, like I said, we see one thing, but then we come and find out it's like this. And we all, just as artists, isn't the goal, we just want to make art. You know, we find ourselves in this conundrum of, I really want to do this thing, and I have these things in the way, or these obstacles, and I'm just trying to be the best artist I can be, as like in everything else. And that's it. All the other stuff, I just want to make my art, live my life, and be happy. Okay, that's it. And it just seems like sometimes it's just kind of hard. And like I said, sometimes you can get sucked down the rabbit hole watching a lot of videos and researching a lot of different artists on the platform, and watching videos and seeing what they're doing, and watching their stories and their content. And sometimes it just gets to be a little bit much, and as artists, we all go through our ups and downs, and it's never a constant where we're always here. We kind of go, like I said, we go up and down. I know I do. And you have those low periods to where you don't feel as creative as you would like to be. You hit a wall. I've kind of been in kind of a weird place like that for a little bit, for a longer time than I'd like to admit. And it just seems like I kind of hit this wall creatively. And I don't know if it's just the season that I'm in, if it just means I need to change, make some significant changes, which probably could be. I just think it's a lot. It's just it's life. It's I'm getting older, um, and you sometimes you're looking over your life and you're figuring out where you're at, where you need to be, where you want to be, and on top of that, trying to survive in these crazy times and be an artist and produce art and try to make yourself happy and on and on and on. And again, like I said, it's crazy, And I just remember being a kid and coming into my creative self and finding out that I had this ability to see what was here and bring it out from here and put it down on the paper. And once I was able to do that, and I saw I was able to do that, I was off and running. It was just like boom. I can do this. I see these images and I see these things in my head, and I can pick up a pencil or pen and I can draw this and I can create this piece of art. Hey, I'm good. So as a kid, I remember that joy, and even now, it's that joy of when we're in that flow state of when we're creating our art, and you kind of just get absorbed into it. You get caught up in the moment, and nothing else really matters. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about, where it's just you and what you're doing, and you're happy. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And I can't speak for actors, athletes, but I know as an artist, that's what makes me happy when I'm in that flow state. I'm in that artistic zone. I'm in the zone. I'm creating. I'm drawing. I'm just doing the thing. I'm doing the damn thing, and I'm happy. And and that's just a part of where you want to be and what you want to do. And sometimes it just seems so hard, man. It just seems so hard as an artist just to find that place and that balance in life, because we're always, like I said, and even if, let's say, for instance, you have a successful art business, you're a successful painter, you're a successful concept artist, you're a successful cartoonist, comic book illustrator, you're still gonna have your issues. You're gonna have those times where you suffer from burnout because you're doing so much art, and then sometimes you're looking at it like Jesus, because the flip side of that, like you always hear people say, well, the dark side of doing something that you love for a business or something that you're good at is you're doing it all the time, and then there's those times where you don't want to do it because you're always doing it. So that's to say, like, if you're a cartoonist, cartooning is your job, you might not want to do any more cartooning when you come home. You just want to decompress, come home, and just sit there and not think about cartooning, and that's just one of the give and takes of being into anything, being in a creative field or doing something that you love, as that provides you an income, but I still would take that over working a 9 to 5 and having to try to do what I really want to do on the side. I would take that any day. I'll take that burnout any day, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you feel the same way. But I mean, there's just so much that just goes along with it, and man, I've been working at trying to build my channel, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been that good at it. I'm not very good at posting content all the time. Not very good at it. I've been working at it, and I guess I shouldn't say I've been trying. I should just do it, not try. But get into the habit of just posting more and finding that time to do it, and to do it consistently. And consistency is the key, as we all know. And to keep doing it. I have periods where, I do it, but there's a lot of inconsistency. I'll post a couple videos, I'll post 2 or 3 videos, and then all of a sudden I won't post anymore. And, sometimes I'll admit I'm watching, the analytics, and I don't see anything, and I kind of, I get a little ADHD about stuff, and I'm like, I'm I'm into it right now, but then, boom, I'm off and doing something else. Okay, I'm off and doing, trying to get some artwork done. I'll post a video later. Later turns into 2 or 3 weeks or a month, and that's just me. But yeah, and it just, one of the things I do want to do as I create more content for my channel is I just want to get away from, I don't like having to make things seem like everything's staged, and I know they tell you, you need to do this, you need to make the videos this long to get attention, you need to do this. You know what? I don't necessarily feel I need to do that to get my point across. And I just want to touch the people that feel the same way that I do, that have the same outlook as I do. And if that means it's only a couple hundred people, 10 people, 20 people, that's cool. If you want to tune in, watch my latest video, that's fine. But I don't want to start jumping through the hoops of, trying to chase the algorithm and do all these different things. One of the things I've always liked that attitude of that DIY mentality and that raw underground feel to doing things. I don't like that. Let's chase the carrot to get to this. And what I mean by that is, back in the day, when I used to do my rap, my hip hop thing, I always wanted to do the indie artist thing very badly. I wanted to build an independent career. Didn't want to chase the record label thing. But that was always one of those things in the background. It was hard finding people that wanted to do the same thing. Everybody wanted to chase the industry dream. They all wanted to make the demo so they could get the attention of the record label, so they could get a record label deal. And it's like, why? It's like everybody wants to do that, and you might not. What you have to do to get to that level, you might not even want it. Find, like they say, that 1,000 true fans. I forget the man behind that quote, but it's 1,000 true fans. Get them to spend $100 with you or $1,000 with you. You can make a great living with inflation. That was a while when he did that, but with inflation, you maybe get, instead of 1,000 true fans, you want 10,000 true fans. Or let's not even go that far. Let's say it was 1,000 true fans. Let's say 5,000 true fans. Okay, but yeah, and just reach the people that really that you connect with, and not trying to overreach and get all these other people by doing all this extra stuff because you're trying to, stay relevant. And yeah, you need to do this to reach this goal, and then once you reach this goal, you get this, and you're just constantly chasing that. And as an artist, who has a time for all of that? It's bad enough when we're going and we're trying to make the art, we're trying to stay artistic, and we're trying to do what we got to do. And I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to make this video, I got to post this video, then I got to do this, and then you got to post this many videos. It's like, no, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And if you want to watch. If there's something that you get from it, I'm happy. Let me know, positive or negative, and I'm good. But I'm not going to be jumping through hoops for all of this, hoopla. It sucks so much out of you because it's so inauthentic, and I want things to be authentic. It just like when it comes to recording these videos. They start you off, or people will tell you, well, really, to make your videos, like you're supposed to, you want to get this kind of camera, you want to have this kind of setup. So right there, you're chasing this, this system that somebody has set up that said you have to do it this way. All I want to do is push record and just start talking. That's why I'm using my computer, my webcam, this is what you're watching right here. My what is it? Logi webcam. I don't have a big setup. I'm in my bedroom, as you can see. I have my Blue Yeti mic. I have my headphones on, and that's all I want to do. That's the quickest way to get from point A to point B. That's what I want to do. I don't want to have to set up multi-cameras all over the place and do this in places. I don't want to have to do that. That's too much energy. That's too much. It sucks. It's sucking from my creativity. I want to make the content. Let me make the content. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, like I said, tell me, say, hey, the video, I like the video, but this is the only thing I didn't like about the video. I didn't like the camera angle, or I didn't like the fact that you said too much, like I just do. I want I don't want to get caught up in trying to hide the mistakes of, when you see me when I'm drawing, you don't want the people to see you making mistakes. You want to edit that out. No, you want to see the mistakes. You want to see me have a hit a wall where I don't know what I'm going to do, and it's like I have to problem solve and figure out how I'm going to get what's up here onto the canvas. How am I going to solve that problem? And you want to see that. I like to see that. I don't want to see the just the edited finished product, because I need to know. Not I need to know, but I want to see what you did from here to here to here. That's interesting to me. Not the edited down, oh, well, look, I started here with this blank canvas. So I started with this blank artboard, and look, I created this masterpiece. See what I did? And it's like, but it might have taken you 3 days. You might have had a problem. You might have had a color scheme issue. You didn't know how you were going to do this. You had a certain part, like maybe there was a hand that you couldn't draw the right angle, and you just got frustrated for 2 or 3 days. You had to keep going back and forth with it. That's what I want to see, or that's what I want to hear about. That's interesting to me, and I think that's interesting to other people. So that's why it's good for us to just sometimes just put that out there. Quit all of this pretentious stuff of let's make this perfect. Perfection is not the goal. Like that's one of my it's one of my sayings now. Perfection is not the goal. Progress. Keep it moving. Let's see the growth. Let's see what's going on. That's how we learn. Okay? And like I said, that's what appeals to me. I like the nuts and bolts of things. I like seeing the realness. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I like seeing the realness. I like seeing the part that I can relate to. Can't relate to you going from here 0 to 100, and I don't know what happened in between there. I'm like, because then it's a false sense of reality, And for an example, okay, I started working on this illustration, this female sci-fi character. I want to say a little under a month ago, and the initial sketch I did in my sketchbook. You can see it if you go on my TikTok. You can see it. I think I posted on my Instagram. It's a female character. I started drawing it. I sketched it out in my sketchbook. I think I drew it sometime last year. Came back to it, liked the pose, started working on it again, and I started tweaking it once I was in Procreate, and I really started doing all these different things and all these different things and all these different things. I kept hitting this wall, and I kept, there was at one point, the character has a helmet on, and I said, man, it would be a lot better if you could actually see her face, and then I could have that, and I could show, the cute face and everything. So what did I do? To remove the helmet, gave her, put a face on a female head. Then I started getting caught up in how the hairstyle should be. Then I'm researching hairstyles, female hairstyles. And I'm looking at the angle. Then the angle wasn't right. So then I start having to recreate the angle of the head. So I'm redrawing the head, and then I'm going back and forth, and I'm really getting frustrated with it because I'm not. Where I felt I should have been done with it, I wasn't, and I'm going back and forth, and I'm fighting myself over the color of her costume, or not her costume, but her biosuit or her body armor, and I'm going back and forth over that, and then and what I kept telling myself was, I'm gonna just put it to the side. Let me put it to the side, come back to it, and I kept doing that, and when I'd come back to it, I'd get really dejected, I'd feel really bad about it, and then I'd come and look at it a couple days later and like, oh, okay, it's not so bad. Keep working on it. Keep just finish it. So I'm like, the goal is just to finish it. So I'd work on a little bit more, and then I'd find something else, and I'm just like, it's just not. It's frustrating me. And what I realized is I started looking at the original drawing, and what I realized is what I love about the original sketch, I'm so far away from it now. Because I got so caught up in just trying to make this image be more than what it should be, and and then I'm posting TikTok videos about it, and I'm doing the behind the scenes, and in the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking about I want to people to see the good and not the bad, so I'm going through all of that, and I said that to say this, that if I know somebody else is going through that, That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in that, what you're going through, what's going through your head at that point, because then I can relate, and I can be, oh, okay, well, they hit the wall, they're going through all these different things, they're having a bad day with this. It's not just me, it's not just so and so over here, and that's the relatability to things. So that's what I really want to start doing when I'm posting more of my videos, and I think I've been okay up to a point, but when I did start out, I was doing a lot of editing, and I was re-recording because I was having a lot of mistakes. But you know what? It is what it is, man. And if you're watching the videos and you're tuned into the mistakes that much, well then hey, it's kudos to you. You caught all my mistakes, good, whatever. But if you're somebody that just says, oh, okay, whatever, I didn't even notice that, then that's all that's even better. But where am I at with this? I'm 20 minutes 33 seconds into this artist rant on this, but I think you all can kind of understand or relate to what I'm saying. And basically I'm just saying it's hard enough, man, just trying to be an artist and just create and be our creative selves without all the extra, and I'm at the point now where, I'll be 56 another couple months. I've been drawing majority of my life. I just want to keep getting as much artwork out as I can, while I'm still able to, not saying, like I'm old or something like that, but you know what I mean, you never know, anything could happen between now and tomorrow. Yeah, and I just want to I want to grow this community. So if you all are out there, keep watching these videos and let me know, give me your feedback, good or bad. Like I said, I'm a big boy, I can take it, like I said, it's nothing I haven't heard before, but I'm gonna wrap it up with that, and let me know what you guys are going through. Let me know if I've just been rambling on about some bullshit that you guys, just can't relate to, or if you can relate, just let me know. Like I said, it's hard enough in these crazy days. Can you imagine you're trying to be an artist and you're going through all this crazy political stuff and all this, you don't know what's here and chaos here and this is over here and every day, and then you got to try to get up, handle your business, and try to make art and do what you got to do. Okay. Crazy, man, crazy. Sometimes I'm like, should you really be making art right now? Should you really be concentrating on trying to get this character done? With, it's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just like, it is what it is. But sometimes that's what helps us get through the craziness. We gotta create, and even with this, me creating this video, it's me being creative. I'm putting something into the world that wasn't there before. So, I had to say that because that's another thing. It's just another outlet, another creative outlet, But, yeah, I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully you guys stayed around and it wasn't too long, and hopefully I'll get some views off of this just to see, what you guys think. But, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, so, it's this is the reality of being an artist in 2025, halfway through the year, a little over halfway through the year. Craziness all around us. Just trying to stay sane and do my best artwork, live my best life, and hey, that's all. Just keep doing it and keep making that art. All right, guys, until the next video, I will see you later.